Hey, aloha everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to Live Q&A Monday. I'm Athena Moberg and this is Bobby Parrish, and we come here every single week and we answer your questions. And if you are an adult survivor of childhood sexual abuse or any type of child abuse, then you are in the right place. We're having some technical difficulties. As you can probably tell, we're sort of like bouncing back and forth, and Twitter is being a little bit crazy today, so we're having to pull stuff up on our computer. We're not sure if it's a mobile Twitter situation or what's going on, but we're grateful that you're here. And as you can see, Bobby Parrish is back from vacation, and we are so happy to have her back. Yay, confetti. And we're happy to have all of you. So if you are an adult survivor, welcome, welcome, welcome. If this is your very first time with us, this is live Q&A. And if you prefer to not hang out with us live, or if you're watching a replay, you can just come on back in a few hours or tomorrow. And there will be a little number in the description section of this video down at the bottom. And it'll say, if you don't want to listen to us talk and answer everybody's questions, you can simply click here and you'll be fast forwarded to the one-page content that we give you every single week. So on that note, if you're listening on a podcast platform, thank you. We are so excited that you're here. Welcome. This is a video broadcast. We want to remind you that this is a video. We have a Roku TV channel, we have a YouTube channel, and you can easily find us by searching either Roku or by searching YouTube for Trauma Recovery University. And we welcome you to subscribe, like, and share and comment, and invite any survivors that you know who could use some support. And every single week we do have that one-page downloadable shareable content that we give you every single week, and we go through that on a screen share. If you would like complimentary access to that and just read through it on your own, then you can go to one of our websites, either traumarecoveryuniversity.com or nomoreshameproject.com, and you can find a tab that says downloadables. And if you click on downloadables, you will be taken to a place where you enter in your email address and you get immediate access not only to tonight's downloadable resource, but to our entire library of a couple hundred downloadable resources. So every single week we have a new topic that is applicable to the adult survivor of childhood sexual abuse or any type of child abuse. And this week's topic is gratitude, and how can gratitude be powerful in our recovery journey. So we're hoping that this hour is very valuable to you. We do tend to run over the hour since we are answering everyone's question. It goes over to about 90 minutes sometimes. Please feel free to just stick around for as long as you like. And if you happen to get triggered, feel free to step away from the video. We want you to be here feeling good and receiving the support that you deserve on your recovery journey. So without further ado, I am going to hand this over to Bobby. I am going to be monitoring the Twitter stream a lot tonight and allowing Bobby to do a lot of the answering of questions, because I'm having better luck with mobile Twitter and it will be much easier if I read the questions and then Bobby goes ahead and answers those questions. So thank you for being here. I saw Matt, I saw Katie, I saw Dominique, I saw Jack. I saw Sam, and I'm so happy to see Sam. I have missed you, Sam. Oh my goodness. So happy to have you back. Hello to Mickey Barton. Hello, Ashley. And Kalisha is here. And I think that's everybody so far. But a ton of you. Oh, there's Trina. Hi, Trina. And if Derek and Heather Tuba happen to be here, hello. And if Shelby and her husband, Brad, happen to be here, hello. I haven't seen you guys yet. But our community is just growing and growing, and we're so grateful for each of you. So I'm going to hand this over to Bobby Parrish, and I'm just so grateful to have you back. And thanks.
Thank you.
And you know, it's wonderful for you to be back on the topic of gratitude, because we're all grateful to have you back. So
Thank you.
Little punny, but go ahead and just take it away and share everything that you want to share with us, Bobby.
I am very grateful to be back. I had the most incredible time. There is nothing like being surrounded by people who love you and who you love 24 hours a day. It was amazing. It was the best Christmas I've had in a long time. So, but I missed y'all. And right now, Twitter is, I don't know, not liking me because it says tweets aren't loading now. So I'm not even able to see what y'all are tweeting, but Athena's going to help me out with that. So
it was saying the same thing to me earlier, but then it started to work. So I'm hoping yours starts to work. And right now, as you're going to do some of the welcome and the trigger warning, I wanted to let you know that Sharon and Alex and Ashley and Jack and Matt and Sam and Kalisha and Mickey and Destiny, hi Destiny, and everyone is saying hi to you, Bobby, and Trina and Dominique, and we're all happy to have you back, and Katie.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Before we go any further, I do want to issue a trigger warning. Tonight's broadcast is a discussion of how childhood abuse affects our lives. So please practice excellent self-care as you listen tonight, as you watch tonight, as you read the Twitter feed. If you do become triggered, please don't hesitate just to shut things down and walk away and come back later when you're feeling better. Or perhaps this topic just isn't right for you right now. We've been doing this for a couple of years. So we do some topics that we try to apply to everyone, but not everything that does apply to everyone at this particular walk in their recovery journey. So if this isn't for you, just go ahead and shut this one down. There are probably about, 110, 120 others that might be helpful for you right now. If you are in crisis right now or you need help urgently, we request and just invite you to reach out if you're not in the United States. Wow, my tongue isn't ready to be back on the air yet. If you're in the US or Canada, we invite you to reach out to RAIN, which is the Rape, Abuse, Incest National Network. Their hotline number is 1-800-656-HOPE, HOPE. You can also reach RAIN on their 24/7, 365 crisis chat feature on their website, and that's RAINN.org, RAIN.org. If you're in the UK, you can reach out to the Samaritans. The Samaritans have a hotline, and it is 116-123. You can also email the Samaritans at jo@samaritans.org. You can also text the Samaritans, and in some places they even have an office that you can go in and visit. And you can text them at 07725-909090. We want to have as many resources as possible for you to reach out to when you're triggered or not feeling your best. And we're working on building those up. But right now, most of our audience is in Europe, the United Kingdom, Canada, and the United States. So as we add peeps in more countries, we'll add more numbers for you. And again, tonight is about the power of gratitude. And there is so much science that actually shows that gratitude changes not just the way we think, but it changes us biologically as well. Our blood pressure lowers, our response to stress lowers, our immune system gets stronger. And for all of you who've been with us for a while, you have heard us talk about how childhood abuse beats the heck out of your immune system. And the result, many of us struggle with immune disorders, autoimmune disorders. So gratitude helps rebuild your immune system. But it does other things too. And it helps us to see life in a more positive light. It helps us to be able to handle difficulties and challenges more easily. And it generally gives us a more positive outlook on life. And so tonight we want to talk especially about how gratitude, the practice of gratitude, oops, didn't make my phone be quiet. And I'm going to call it a practice.
That's me tweeting you, I think, or I'm including you on tweets. Sorry.
Okay. That's okay. I'm going to talk about this tonight, gratitude as a practice. Okay? It is something that you have to practice at to get better. And it is something that you have to practice at to get the maximum benefit. Okay? Just like something like mindfulness, just like yoga, meditation, any kind of workout. The more you do it, the better you get at it, the more reward you have from it. Also, the more you do it, the better you get at it, the more automatic it becomes. And when you truly have that practice of gratitude down in your life, you will begin to see things with different eyes than you see them now. And we talk about that as lens of gratitude. You know, most of us as survivors, we were not raised in situations where gratitude was a part of our daily life. Chances are high that's because our caregivers didn't practice any kind of gratitude. And they more than likely did not teach us anything about gratitude. But this morning in chat, I think as Athena mentioned earlier, we do 3 Twitter chats a week. And the first one was this morning for those of us in the US, but earlier in the evening for those of you who are in the UK. And a lot of people talked about how that word gratitude is triggering for them because they had caregivers and people in their lives tell them things like, "You are the most ungrateful child I have ever met."
Cough, cough. Or, "You should just be grateful."
Yes.
That very same voice.
Yes.
That's a great voice to tell.
And volume. And volume.
Yeah, and volume.
Exactly. And so how is it that we're supposed to learn how to be grateful when the only way that gratitude shows up in our lives is when it's used to beat us over the head? Okay? So instead, what we see the world through is fear, harm, terror. We become hypervigilant. We're constantly monitoring our surroundings for the next source of harm that's going to come towards us. We're sitting in constant distress. That's not a setting where gratitude exists. And so when we become an adult, we're still looking at the world through that same lens. We're still scanning our horizon for harm. We're still looking with a worldview that somehow something out there is going to do us harm, and we need to be afraid. We need to be hypervigilant. And we live in distress rather than peace. And so as we shift our thinking and we become more grateful for things around us, then we shift our lens from one of fear and threat being constantly around us to seeing things that we're grateful for. Now, before we go any further, I want to make sure that everyone understands that Athena and I are not talking about being grateful for things that were done to you that hurt you. And we're also not talking about contrived gratitude, okay? So if you have had the worst day in the world and you're sitting there thinking, and now I have to be grateful for something, great. I don't have anything to be grateful for. I guess I'll be grateful that I woke up today. But that's more of a contrived sense of gratitude. What in those kind of instances, look for something small. Okay? I'm grateful that I have Netflix tonight, so I can watch something that will distract me and keep my mind off of the day that I had earlier. Okay? Like any practice, like any new thing, you start small and you build up. So we're not saying that you should be, how many times have we all heard this one, right? In fact, I think that, wasn't it one of your abusers who said to you, you should be grateful that I abused you because it's brought you to this place where you've learned all these things and you have the job that you do?
Yeah, actually, that did happen. That happened.
Yes.
That happened actually on video.
Yes. Yes.
2 Octobers ago.
Yeah, that's not what we're talking about here tonight. We're not talking about, oh, you should be grateful that you were abused because you become so strong from it. No, not what we're talking about. We're talking about seeing things in the world around you that you truly are grateful for. And we're talking about shifting that lens from seeing the world as a fearful place to seeing the world as a place that can bring you good things, and then seeing the good things. So, and one of the reasons that I especially love the practice of gratitude is because gratitude is a relational practice. Okay? Gratitude is about seeing things in your interactions with people, in your interactions with the world, and in your interactions with yourself. Okay? And those three relationships, your relationships with other people, your relationships with yourself, your relationship with the world. Seeing things in those relationships and being grateful for them. And abuse is a relational trauma. And the only way that you truly and completely heal a relational trauma is with a relationship with someone or a relational practice. Okay? That's why gratitude is the bomb diggity for survivors, because it gets us back into that place of relationship and seeing the good in relationships and seeing the benefit to ourselves in relationships when we grew up with relationships that destroyed us and brought us nothing but harm and fear. So this gives us a chance to experience something different. And as we experience more of the different good, we heal the harm from our childhood. So based on all those things, I think gratitude is just awesome stuff. And better yet, guess what? It's free. So you get to practice it for free. It doesn't cost you a dime. You can do it on your own time in the comfort of your home and see some true and real results. So I'm not sure if I can get on.
Would you
Twitter
like me?
stream? Tell me what's going on.
Would you like me to help you?
Yes, please.
Oh my goodness, there's so much good stuff. So, let's see. I'm just going to go through, if I can just go through really quick.
Yes.
Oh, Dominique says, oh, thanks for mentioning the gratitude tax. Top 10 abuser weapons. It's so true.
That's great. The gratitude tax. I like that.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Angel. It's so good to see you again. And Stu is here tonight, by the way, and Corey's here. Hi, Jody. Oh, my goodness. And Katie and August. Okay, so I'm going to go through it. And hi, Dawn. Okay, so hi, JJ. I'm going to read you everything. Okay, so first of all, before I forget, Matt was saying right along the lines of what you were mentioning earlier, and that is that the topic of gratitude, just the topic itself, is super duper duper triggering for him. Like very triggering. Like he's just taking very like baby steps. And that happens a lot if during our childhood we were forced to put on a happy face or forced to act like we were grateful for everything.
Yes.
Even if we were being minimized, marginalized, abused, exploited, scapegoated, blamed, made to feel small, ignored, made to feel invisible, just a lot. So if that is you guys, please know that Bobby and I are coming from a place of love, and we're grateful for you even being here and being willing to watch this video. But if this becomes too much for you because the topic of gratitude is triggering, please just step away and don't worry. Like, just skip this video altogether and then come back another week and we'll still be grateful for you. There's nothing you could do at all apart from being super abusive towards our other community members, because that would never be okay. But you probably wouldn't do that because you're here. But there's nothing you could do that would cause us to be less grateful for you or to love you any less. So step away and take care of yourself, because that's what we want you to do. That's the whole purpose of you being here. So I'm just going to read you what everybody's saying. Oh, let me just check this other app really quick to see if Matt has sent me anything. Sam says, it's my first time here as a virus is keeping me awake, so I wanted to join in. Sam, I thought you had always been with us, like, on the videos, but maybe it was only during CSAQT previously in the group.
Yeah,
so
yeah, because she's a UK.
Oh my gosh. I know, that's right. So it's 2 a.m. Oh, honey, I hope you're sleeping. But welcome, Sam. We love you, love you, love you. We're so happy you're here. And you're like a part of our family. Like, we just know you. Like, you've been sitting here for years with us. So, Mr. Underwood and Mert wanted you to know that they're grateful that you're back and they're checking in. And she loves that you use the word bomb diggity. She's grateful for that. We're being super spammed by a Win a New Galaxy S7 who has decided to latch onto our hashtag and retweet everything that everyone is saying. So hopefully you all can win a new Galaxy S7, those of you peeps who are Galaxy Android peeps. Kalisha is like high-fiving all of us saying, yeah, the gratitude tax, exactly. Destiny, hi Destiny, OMG, that voice in my life every day still. Grateful was, you should be grateful for the way you are, blah, 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 blah. That was my whole life. Like, okay, I know I've shared this in a previous broadcast, you guys, but this is too funny to not share it on the gratitude broadcast. Bobby, do you remember what I shared with you about my senior credits in my yearbook?
Yes.
Okay, so since I was told, you guys, you can't make this shit up. So I was told so often that I needed to be grateful for everything, whether it was not having any food or not having any privileges or being locked out of my house or having to be like exploited or sent outside like a yard worker person or whatever, like stuck outside without food or water that I have to drink out of a hose and end up throwing up because I have dehydration, like all the different types of abuse that you guys know that I went through. Like, I won't even mention the bad stuff. I was told so often that I should be grateful, and that the most thing that I was supposed to be the most grateful for is that I should just be grateful that I had a roof over my head. You should be grateful that we put a roof over your head. Because I would complain that, like, I didn't have food, or I didn't have this, or I didn't have like the right clothes to wear, or like no one ever came to see me inquire, or like anything, or like it was just like this weird, crazy existence. But their comeback for everything was, you should just be grateful that you have a roof over your head. And so in my senior credits, where everybody else was like saying like, thanks mom and dad, and I love you, and hey, so-and-so, what, remember in the bleachers after prom, and blah, 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 and all this really fun, crazy stuff, mine said, mom and beep, like my stepdad guy, the stepdad number 3 or 2, whatever, my mom's third husband, it said, thanks for the roof. That was it. And to me, that was the hugest act of rebellion ever.
I bet.
That was a huge act of rebellion, Bobby. Like, yes. I was going out on a limb. Like, they were ever going to read my yearbook anyway.
I was just going to say, did they see it?
No. But I like felt super edgy doing it. That was a huge act of rebellion on my part. Thanks for the roof. Okay, anyway. So Jack Jack is posting something for an annotation for later. JJ is grateful to have a career that she loves and that she's able to help people at their worst.
Yes.
Dawn just got home from work, and we're happy that you're here, Dawn. August is grateful for this group and for those of us who are helping her recover, including doctors, therapists, and all of us. Katie is just awesome, and I think she's just super grateful. Jody, you're amazing. Stu is here. Angel. Maggie's neighbor or Maggie's roommate's dog had puppies, so she has day-old puppies, and so she's super grateful for day-old puppies, and so am I, because the world needs more day-old puppies. Mickey finds it hard to be grateful because in her mind, anything that is done for her, that was done for her in the past, comes with a high price. Yes, Mickey, we totally resonate with exactly what it is that you're saying. Sam had irresponsible parents, which meant that all the toys were sold when the house was lost. And so when you have nothing, you learn to be grateful for every small thing. And I can resonate with that, Sam, like not having much, and so you're grateful for small things, like even finding something small to be grateful for. Kalisha says, I get overwhelmed when I do feel grateful, truly grateful. It washes over me suddenly, and for that moment, I'm not afraid, but safe. And that is just poetic and beautiful and poignant and just awesome, and I love that you shared that, Kalisha, because I know that Bobby and I both can resonate with that. Like when you're just overwhelmed with gratitude, like it's just an awesome feeling. Huh?
It is.
And we do feel safe and loved and just grateful in that moment. And it's just, life seems a little bit less hard. Lindy's back. Yeah.
But see, that's the thing that gratitude can do for us in bigger chunks. Is if we have that solid practice of gratitude, then we get that feeling of being safe more often.
Yeah.
Because we see the good things in life, and we see that life is here to bring us good things, rather than things be taken from us be hurt, and us be, cast out on the sidewalk with a frying pan and a coat, and that's it. Go out and build your life.
Yeah.
As my son says, hands him a stick and a can of beans and says, hit the road, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny that he says that. I think that's funny that Mr. Brian and Mr. B is funny.
Yes.
Simi is very grateful for how easy tacos are to fix, by the way.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Simi and Jack's AKA Minute Maid. AKA Minute Maid says, I am grateful for all the activities I learned from all the time I had because of no friends. It pays off and I like to impress. That's awesome. Sam can tap into the feeling of gratitude for everything, but then fear that it will get taken away from her for not being good enough. I have that, Sam. I always feel like the rug's gonna get ripped out from underneath me, or that I need to earn, like if something good happens to me and I don't feel like I did anything to earn it, then I'm concerned that like someone's gonna find out that I didn't earn that good thing and they're gonna take it away from me because I obviously have to earn everything. Nothing doesn't come with a high price, right? Like,
yeah. Or even if you've earned it, it's taken away from you.
Yeah.
I mean, you've had that happen in your life. I know you have. You work so hard for something and you finally get it, and then it just gets ripped away from you. That's the kind of thing that leaves us with that feeling that the world isn't ever going to bring us anything good. It's just going to be one bad thing after another.
Yeah. But it's not really, it's not the truth. It's that place that we're in that moment.
Right.
But it can feel so overwhelming and so real.
It does.
You know?
It does. It does. Absolutely.
Kalisha says, I was given permission to expose the abuse and make my family look like monsters. Thus, I should be grateful.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't think anyone should tell you to be grateful, Miss Kalisha. You've been through hell, and you know, if you want to be grateful for the sunshine, or for those petals that you get to stomp in when you go on walks, or for your cuddly plushy teddy bear, or for your mad social media skills that you have, then those are awesome things that I acknowledge that perhaps I'm grateful for in you. But I wouldn't tell you to be grateful for the other things that people are telling you to be grateful. Oh, Kalisha says, I was told that one day I'll make a lot of money on a future memoir / autobiography of child abuse. Thus, I should be grateful. Yeah, that goes along the lines of, like, I should be grateful for my abuse because now I have the career that I have and I get to help so many people. Like, no, if that's something that I choose to be grateful for in the future, then that's my choice. But I shouldn't be told by my abuser / enabler / like a million other words that I should just be grateful. So, yeah, that's hard. It's really hard. Dominique is quoting you, Bobby. Gratitude is the bomb diggity for abuse survivors. Slam dunk. Trina says she's grateful that she can just be real. There's no masks here. Yeah, this is a mask-free zone, huh, Bobby?
It is. This is a place where you can be authentic. And, you know, that's so much. We should do a video on authenticity. That would be a good thing.
I think so too. I almost felt like we did one, but I don't think we did. I think we've talked about it a lot, but I don't think we've done a video on that topic. Sam is so grateful for Bobby and Athena and for this community, and she's literally hugging her phone. We're hugging you right back, Sam. Maggie's grateful for her roommate and the new year and her family, all of us, and finally being free. Woo! Maggie, I'm celebrating with you. Yes. Yes. I'm totally celebrating with you. Chelsea says, by the way, Chelsea, we're so happy to have you here. I think this is your first time. So welcome, 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 Chelsea. It's really helped to open my eyes to appreciate the little things. I have a journal that I used to write in what I'm grateful for. I started it in 2015, and so far I have 242 things. That's awesome, Chelsea.
I love that. I love that.
If you haven't checked out her blog yet, Bobby, Chelsea has a blog called She's Got a Way with Words, and I'm really enjoying it. I just subscribed to it the other day. So,
okay.
Or I think it was yesterday, actually. I think it might be yesterday. But Alex, we're so super happy that you're here. And Alex was feeling guilty because she hadn't accomplished the things that she wanted to accomplish last year. So she didn't feel worthy of being grateful for anything because she was feeling guilty. And I just want you to know, Alex, that you're not alone. I've totally fallen into that trap, like shaming myself for not completing my goals. And so therefore I'm not worthy of feeling grateful. So like, I don't want you to feel like you're all by yourself feeling that way. Bobby, have you ever felt that way where you just sort of like you feel overwhelmed because you haven't completed something you wanted to complete, and then so therefore you don't feel worthy of gratitude? Like, have you ever been there?
Yeah. And I think, who was it? Someone was talking the other day about putting an upper limit. And I thought this was interesting, putting an upper limit on your goals. It was in sex abuse chat last week.
Yes.
Yes. So that, my goal, you don't set goals that are either too low or too high, so that you can always be sure that you are successful, and you've accomplished something. And again, as we talked about before, success breeds momentum. And so when you have momentum, you have even more success. So
I think was it C Streetlights?
It may have been. I just remember that it was, and now I remember it was in sex abuse chat, but I don't remember who was saying it.
Now I feel like I want to look it up. But yeah, I do think that's a good practice for us, because sometimes if we even as, especially, I don't want to say even as survivors, I want to say especially as survivors, sometimes we set ourselves up for failure because we were so often set up for failure previously because of our situation. So setting ourselves up for failure is something that feels comfortable and familiar. And so we set our goals too high, or we set our goals too low, because the life of a survivor is literally lived in polar existences, right? You're either way over here, or you're way over here. Like, there's no, like, remember what Bobby and I always say, like, the magic and the healing happens in the scary middle. So in the scary middle are where the realistic goals are, and where a lot of good things happen. But like in this polar existence over here, this polar existence, there's like no abuse and all these expectations, and this, I'm going to reach this goal, I'm going to go here, I'm going to make this much money, I'm going to get out of this relationship, I'm going to move here, I'm going to do this. And then over here, it's like you're stuck in the muck, in the mire, and you're being abused, and you're in direct contact with your toxic family of origin, or your abuser, or your enablers, or whatever. And like sometimes just inching towards the scary middle is like on your way to being over here, but we end up setting the goal way over here, because we're like, I just want to do the opposite. I want to reinvent the wheel until I do the absolute opposite of what was done to me when I was little, so that I don't perpetuate the cycle. So I'll set my goal way over here, super duper high, and then we don't reach that goal, and we shame ourselves, and then shame is like a self-perpetuating.
And and we tend to be perfectionists. So when we set goals for ourselves, we tend to expect perfection. Yeah. And so then when we don't meet it, then we feel the whole other end of the spectrum, which is we're an utter failure.
I remember what Brene Brown said.
Yes. That we, okay, so we weren't perfect, but we weren't a failure either. And, even if we had failed, that would have been okay. But, we made it 75% of the way. So we aren't at perfect. We're never going to be at perfect, but we aren't an utter failure either. So, and as I was doing my research for this, I found the Brene Brown of gratitude.
Yes, I put them on the one page. Yes.
Yes. And his name is Dr. Richard Emmons, Emmons, Richard Emmons. I think it's at UCLA. But as I was doing this research, his name came up and up again. He's got YouTube videos, books, all sorts of things. He is the Brene Brown of gratitude. So if you want to see current research, if you want to see ways to increase your gratitude, all sorts of things, just go over to Mr. Google and talk about his name. Mr. Google, he will give you many examples.
Yes. Emmons, Emmons?
That's right, Dr. Richard Emmons.
Can I read you a few more gratitude tweets?
Yes.
Okay, so Katie is grateful for the chance to get her degree.
Yay!
Mickey is grateful to have found Trauma Recovery University. We're grateful for you too, Mickey. And Shy Sharon is grateful to have this fantabulous support system of awesome and wise peeps with open communication.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're grateful for you too, and we love open communication because silence only protects shame and abusers. Silence doesn't protect us. Silence breeds shame, and silence doesn't do us any good. Silence and healing do not go hand in hand. They are not friends. If you are remaining silent, that means you are staying stuck in shame and you are not opening up and sharing your truth so that you can receive the healing and support you need. So silence only breeds more shame and protects the abuser. Silence is to protect abusers, not survivors. Bobby, oh my gosh. So Heather Tuba shared this awesome video with me recently, and she shared the follow-up video today, which I haven't had a chance to watch, but it was this 50-minute lecture by this one woman. I forget her name now, but I think her name's Nancy. She broke it all down, and she's like, in order to reverse the effects of trauma, 3 things must happen. 3, not 1, not 2, but all 3.
Okay.
They must happen. And she broke it down so simply, and she said, talking, tears, and time. It's not enough to just talk about your abuse. It's talking about the truth and really the truth of what happened. Tears, grieving, and time. And people tend to, like, she was actually speaking at the Forum of Christian Leaders.
Okay.
And educating everyone on what a disservice the church was doing to survivors across the globe by saying time heals all wounds, handing them a scripture and sending them on their way. And I was just like, I feel so validated. It was awesome. So talking, tears, and time.
Right.
So
yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was just incredible. And like she delves deeper in this second video, which I haven't had a chance to watch yet. But the reason that was brought to mind is on the topic of silence, because silence only stifles. Silence stifles our healing. It chokes our healing. Like here we are opening up and we're healing, and when we choose to be silent and we choose not to share or be in community with others and receive the support we deserve, then we can't heal to the degree that we would be able to heal if we chose not to remain silent.
Yes, but you know, another thing that silence does is that silence allows secrets to be kept. And within families with abuse, there are so many secrets. And so that's another reason we have to kick silence to the curb. Because secrets are never good. Surprises, yes. Secrets, no.
Yeah. I like, you've mentioned that previously, and I love the way you always drive it home. Surprises, not secrets.
Yeah.
Because it's different if you say, like, this is something that is going to be a surprise for so-and-so or whatever. But if you're keeping a secret, I don't know that there's anything really good that can come from secrets. Oh, Heather's here. Hi, Heather. Jack's saying something about dude man inclusion. I'm not sure, but our male community is certainly growing. I'm trying to find more gratitude tweets. Attitude of gratitude from where I am in my bomb diggity journey of healing and for this community. That was Mert. I love this. Oh, Lizzie sent us a picture of her horse. Oh, Lizzie. Here, Bobby. Here's a picture of Lizzie's horse.
Oh, wow. He's beautiful. She.
Lizzie is that a boy or a girl? In case Anyone needs a little pick-me-up, here's a cute picture of a horse. We love it. Oh, Corey says that he is so grateful to meet gorgeous women like us who fight for equality, and he wishes to give us giant hugs. Thank you, Corey. We are hugging you back. High fives. Safe hugs. Oh, Jack is grateful for my kind friendship. And Ashley is thankful for babysitters. Hashtag my 5-year-old is driving me crazy.
And we have both been there.
Yeah. That's so funny. We have both, yes, we've definitely both been there. I am grateful for Eli and the people I've met at the right step. Eli's helped me physically and emotionally. Lizzie, I'm grateful for whoever that is also. So much gratitude going on. Hi, Laura. Rar, it's Laura. She's here and she's retweeting. JJ is grateful to have a career she loves and that she's able to help other people at their worst.
Yes.
Mert is grateful that she got to see her son in Colorado last week and that they have a good relationship. Mert, I am so grateful for that also. Oh my goodness. Oh, Jody, I am doing okay. Thank you. I can't find any more. Oh, Shy Sharon loves puppies. We love some puppies too.
Yes,
hey, Bobby, do you want to go ahead and I added some stuff to the one page.
Let's do it.
Just a few things, but maybe we should do the one page.
I love whatever you add.
Hey, so guys, if you're tuning in and you would like complimentary access to this week's downloadable one-page resource and our entire library of downloadable one-page resources, please go to one of our websites, either nomore.shameproject.com or traumarecoveryuniversity.com, and find a tab up at the top that says downloadables. Click on it and you will be given immediate access to this downloadable one-page resource titled The Power of Gratitude, and then our whole library of downloadable one-page resources. And you can keep them, print them out, and share them with other survivors you love. It's free just by going to one of our websites, just as a thank you for being here. Take it away, Bobby.
Okay. Recent research has shown the practice of gratitude, consistently looking for and acknowledging the positive things in our lives which we are grateful for. And I love that definition of that's what gratitude is. It is the practice of gratitude is consistently looking for, okay? So you look with intention. Athena and I talked about that in the green room before we came on tonight. Gratitude is a choice, okay? The practice of gratitude is a choice. It is something we set the intention to look for and acknowledge the positive things in our lives which we are grateful for. Okay, so we look for the things in our relationships with others. We look for things in the world around us, and we look for the things in ourselves. Okay, for a true practice of gratitude, you must include yourself. You've got to include looking at yourself for the things that you are grateful for. And it has been scientifically proven that this has benefits in our lives. This practice of gratitude decreases our blood pressure, increases the quality of our sleep, and by golly, who can't use some better sleep, huh? And improves the health of our immune system. Gratitude also helps us feel more happiness and peace of mind while feeling less distress. People with a strong gratitude practice are more resistant to stress, have a higher self-worth. Oh my gosh, who doesn't want more self-worth along with a good sleep? They experience more peace and are more mindful. And I think, I'm going to put a pin right there for just a minute. Stu was asking about, I think earlier he was asking about mindfulness and gratitude. And that can go hand in hand, because mindfulness is about being fully and totally present in the present moment. And when you're present in the present moment, you're more able to see things that you can be grateful for. okay? When your mind isn't living in the past, when your mind isn't trying to prepare you for harm that comes in the future, but all you are is sitting present in the moment, that supports our capacity to see and appreciate the things around us. Gratitude is particularly healing for survivors of abuse because of its social and relational nature. It calls on us to focus on the positive nature of interactions we have with not only others, but with ourselves. Survivors of abuse are groomed to attend to threat, fear, and distress. We search for what is not going well so we can protect ourselves from it. Abuse is a relational trauma. We heal the damage of abuse through healthy relationship experiences. When we actively work to shift our attention away from the negative and onto the positive in the way we relate to ourselves, others, and the world, this is very healing. This simple practice counteracts and can even neutralize our grooming. It challenges the whole world is a potential threat mindset. When we learn to see through the lens of gratitude, our worldview shifts. So consider these methods of increasing gratitude in your life. And the first is keeping a gratitude journal. And I think probably most people have heard about this at one time or not in their life. Use it to write down 3 to 5 things every night that you were grateful for during the day. Or even if just looking back on the day, you become grateful for it, write that down too. Set up a gratitude jar. Somebody brought this up today in chat, and I thought it was the best idea. Write things you're grateful for on pieces of paper and put them in the jar. When you're feeling stressed or without something to feel gratitude for, pull something out to remind yourself. And even more so, as you encounter things in your daily life that you feel gratitude for, write them down on a piece of paper and put them in the jar. Use your calendar to track not only appointments and future events, but to track 1 or 2 things each day which you can be grateful for. Set up an accountability partner of sorts. Discuss your goal to develop a deeper gratitude practice in your life with a healthy, supportive person. Ask them to join you in your goal and be a source of mutual support for one another. Okay? So this is someone that you can shoot a text to during the day. How you doing with your gratitude? And they can shoot you back a text that either says, yeah, I'm doing great. I'm grateful for A, B, or C. Or, yeah, not going well today. And so you can give them some encouragement, and they can give you encouragement as well. Strategies to keep in mind while building your gratitude practice. Okay, as with many new practices, start small and build up to bigger goals. Gratitude is something that can feel kind of like a foreign language to us as survivors because we were absolutely not raised in any kind of an environment where healthy gratitude lived. Okay, let's put it that way. Not the, gee, mom and dad, and thank you for putting a roof over my head, forced kind of gratitude, but true, authentic gratitude. And as with learning anything new, an exercise, a foreign language, whatever it is, start small. And as you acquire the skill, move up to another level. Acquire that skill, move up to another level. And if you keep at it, you keep at that practice, pretty soon you find yourself fluent in the language of gratitude. Always seek authentic expressions of gratitude. Contrived or manufactured gratitude will undermine rather than further your practice. Take your time to find something, no matter how small, which you are genuinely grateful for. Sometimes the word gratitude or gratefulness has been hijacked by our abusers. Okay? That's you are the most ungrateful child ever. If this is the case for you, please don't hesitate to rename the term to something which does not have a negative connotation. Perhaps try using the words thankfulness or even appreciation. An expert level skill in this category might be being able to redefine gratitude for yourself so that it's no longer triggering for you, but instead it's something that you now can completely own because you've defined it for yourself. Join in safe community with other survivors on a regular basis to receive the support and encouragement you need during your recovery. Sometimes we can feel overwhelmed and far from grateful for anything until we come into contact with another survivor in a group. Then all of a sudden we feel a small sense of gratitude for them or for the gift of community. There is strength in numbers. Being in community with others who have lived your pain will help you to feel stronger, less alone, and less ashamed. We have free organized virtual safe support communities where you can practice new skills and become adept at creating healthy habits. So ask us about getting plugged into a free online safe support group for survivors by clicking here. And if you click there, if you're looking at the PDF, it'll take you to the link that will show you how to join. And then right down there are the articles that Athena and I used to pull the research for today. And the second one down is Dr. Richard Emmons. So again, he has done much the same kind of work for shame, for gratitude, that Brene Brown did for shame. He's done the scientific research. He's talked to thousands of people. He's written about it. I would really encourage you to take a look and see if you can find some inspiration in what he has shared about gratitude on the web.
I have some things from the YouTube chat if you want me to share, Bobby.
Yes, please.
So a special thank you to Matt at survivingmypast.net for moderating the YouTube chat right now.
Yes.
Kathy Bobathy, who's always here every week, and she's awesome. She says, as you heal, you start to appreciate things like fresh air, sunshine, nature. But if you're broke, you can't work, and you're hungry, and you're mentally disabled, well, being grateful is well down on the list. Also, if you're still being abused in some way, or you're in an abusive relationship at all, then gratitude is not primary in one's life. It's really hard to be grateful when you're in chronic pain and in chronic need. I had no childhood, and my adulthood is severely compromised. Grateful? At times maybe, but I put no pressure on myself. There are weird brain and memory changes as one recovers. I've noticed that too. Oh, that was in response to Matt saying, Matt at survivingmypast.net says, hard to be grateful too when you work through trauma and then you're confronted with memories and then you work through them and then you can't remember what the heck you worked through the next day. And then Kathy's here. Hi, Catherine. Evening. And then Kathy. Oh, and then there's a comment down below here. It says, Kathy says, gratitude, ? I would rather knit. And then your brain literally reformulates. Your brain literally reformulates. And then Jack says, is knitting something you might be grateful for? Others in our community have mentioned crochet and knitting too. And Kathy says, no, but I'm thankful that I have some money to buy all the stuff I need because it's expensive. Thankful. And then she goes on to talk about the difference between thankfulness and gratitude. And then Kathy says that she's grateful for nutritional food. And Matt says he's grateful for this YouTube chat, that everyone here always brightens his day. And then anti-Zionism movement says, love your pillow, Athena. My Santa Claus brought me my emoji pillow. And then there's anti-Zionism movement says that I'm grateful for Athena and Bobby, but I will be very tired and grumpy in the morning. But who cares? This is self-care. Heart. Awesome. You guys are so awesome. Thank you for sharing. Matt, thanks for moderating the YouTube chat. And thanks to Jack, who always does our Storify, and for all of you who have been tweeting in using the hashtag No More Shame. Eli. Eli is the name of the horse. Remember, I said I don't know who Eli is.
Right. Yes. Okay.
Eli is a boy, and he's a very loving, gentle horse. And if I ever get a boyfriend, he has to be the equivalent of Eli. It sounds like you got your priorities in order, girlfriend.
I like that you have that standard.
Yes. Stu says, I have gratitude for the community that there is here week after week. Peer support. Beautiful people. Thank you, Stu. We love you. Your peer support means a lot too. And then Heather Tuba was sharing some more awesome videos on complex trauma, and just like the ones that I was sharing with you about the gal. Her name's Nancy, Dr. Nancy something, and how 3 things are needed to reverse the effects of trauma: talking, time, and talking, tears, and time.
Yes.
It's not that time heals all wounds. It's more in depth than that, you guys. Shy Sharon says that her puppy is almost as large as a horse. I do love horses, but I am such a country girl. You guys are so awesome. We love that you take time out of your busy week to be here with us every single week. We are so grateful. I'm just like giving you all like a virtual just hug right now. And Bobby, I'm so happy to have you back, even though I am so happy that you were traveling and where your heart wanted to be. So
yes,
we get the best.
I'm very grateful.
Best of all worlds. You guys, we're going to transition our broadcast right now to the time when we welcome new people who have never been here before. Like if this is literally your first video you've ever watched and you're not connected with us on Facebook, you're not connected to a safe group of other survivors, you're not receiving all the support that you deserve in your recovery journey. Like maybe you're seeing a therapist, and maybe this is you're very like you're just beginning your recovery journey. You just started Googling and doing some research. So if that's you, we have some awesome screen shares. They're very brief, just for the next few minutes we're going to share, where you can figure out through these screen shares who you want to contact and how to reach out to us, how to get plugged in, how to receive all the resources that you want to receive. They're all free, and we're just grateful that you guys have chosen to be here. So thanks for being here, all of you who are here every single week. There were so many of you here tonight, and it says here that there are only 17 people that are still watching, but there were so many more of you, and I'm finding out that only time that the count that we have is actually accurate is the ones who are on the YouTube site watching, clicking like the live YouTube link. But anyone who's over on our website, which a lot of people watch on our website, those people aren't counted. So that's why we have so many more of you on Twitter than are here. But regardless of how many of you there are, we're just grateful that we're reaching you. So share this video with someone you love. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below and support everyone down there. And it's a place for you guys to support one another and to share your love. And we just appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, we would love for you to. We just hit 2,000 subscribers, and we're right on the edge of 100,000 views. So That's not bad for a YouTube channel that's only been around for a couple years and does mostly hour to 90-minute long videos. So super grateful for all you guys in like over 170 countries, and just thank you for being here. So I'm going to turn this over to Bobby, and she's going to share with all of you how you can get connected to us so that we can stay in touch.
Yes, so let's do that. Let's look at ways that you can join our safe community. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, as we mentioned, we have 3 Twitter chats a week. These are free. They are public. Anybody can join in on them anytime. The first one is Monday. The hashtag is CSAQT, which stands for Child Sexual Abuse Question Time. And that is at 10 a.m. Pacific time in the US and 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time in the UK. And then Monday evening in the US at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern, and 2 o'clock in the morning in the UK on Tuesday is the interactive video Twitter chat that you are participating in right now if you're here with us live. And the hashtag is No More Shame. On Tuesday evening, the hashtag is Sex Abuse Chat, and that is at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern, and Wednesday at 2 o'clock in the morning if you're in the UK. You can join us for the live video and Twitter questions anytime. You can see the prior videos, join in on the ones that are on Monday night at bit.ly/trauma recovery U. If you would like to join one of our Facebook support groups, you can do that by following this simple 4-step process. The first one is to like the Trauma Recovery University Facebook page, and I'll give you that URL in the next screen that I show you, next screenshot, and then send friend requests to both Athena and I. And then when one of us accepts your friend request, send us a message saying, I'd like to heal in safe community or something similar to that. Don't send the message until after one of us has accepted your friend request. Otherwise, it goes into our anonymous other folder where no one ever sends us a notification that we have messages sitting there. So after one of us gets your message, we'll ask you some questions about yourself if we don't otherwise know you from Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, or one of our live events. And we're just taking the moment to make sure that you're safe so that we don't let anybody into our support group that might take advantage of or cause harm to any of our survivors. We take everyone's safety very, very seriously, and we do everything we can to protect it. So after we've had a chance to vet you, we will add you to one of our support groups, and we will post an introduction so that everyone else can get a chance to welcome you in. Okay, so let's go over now. Oh, there we go. And take a look at ways to get in touch with us. And this is where I told you I would give you the URL for the Facebook Trauma Recovery University page. Present to everyone. And ta-da! There we go. Okay. You can find us via email. Mine is bobbylparish@gmail.com. Athena is Athena Moberg speaking @gmail.com. And then we have our joint email address, which is nomoreshameproject@gmail.com. We're also on Twitter. We would love to interact with you there. My handle is Bobby L. Parrish. Athena is Athena Moberg. And Trauma Recovery University is Trauma Recovery U. You can find our replays 24/7 on YouTube, Roku TV, or Google+. Just do a search for Trauma Recovery University. On Facebook, you can find us at facebook.com, Trauma Recovery University. And then my professional page is Bobby Parrish Coaching and Consulting. My personal page is Bobby Parrish. Athena's professional page is Athena Moberg Speaking, and her personal page is Dawn Athena Moberg. And then right there, the last thing is another reminder that you can find our videos and you can interact with us on Monday nights during our live video question and answer at bit.ly/Trauma Recovery University. And that's it.
Yay!
Yay!
We had just a couple more tweets from everybody. Alternatives for the word gratitude. For those of you who find the word gratitude triggering, our alternatives, thank you so much, Kalisha. Appreciation, acknowledgement, recognition, contentment, glad, or commendation. I thought that was really super helpful. And Jack was talking about the music list that we made, all kinds of different, you guys all participated in helping us to curate a list of music that was great for our recovery journey, music that you found healing. So we do have that located over on our website on a one page. It's not the full list, but we have a partial list. Oh, the gal that does the speaking that I told you about, Heather just sent out a tweet. Her name is Diane Langberg. Diane Langberg, the gal who was speaking at the Forum of Christian Leaders.
Okay, the tears, time, and talk.
Talking, tears, and time. Yeah.
Okay.
But like that was just my little takeaway because it was like easy to remember and it was 3 T's. But like it was 50 minutes and the whole time she was talking, it was so validating. Every single word she said was validating to survivors. There was not one word of Christianese mumbo jumbo bullshit that she shared at all. It was all amazing, validating content. It was so incredible, Bobby. Seriously.
I'll have to look for it.
Oh my gosh. I think Heather Tuba tweeted it out during like today, and she's tweeting out the second video as well. So, and Heather congratulated us on our subscribers. Yay. It is exciting. Thank you so much, Heather. Stu is giving gratitude to both of us and wishes that we would have a great week and gives us New Year hugs. Thank you, Stu. We're giving you some hugs back. Oh, little Grace is here. Hi, Lucy. She's struggling with her internet. Oh my goodness. That internet struggles are really, really frustrating. Oh my goodness. Matt says, you guys all rock. He's super grateful for all of us here at No More Shame. He couldn't ask for a more amazing community to be a part of. I second that. I think you guys are the greatest community ever. Super grateful to be here. And Mert says that she invited her mom to watch the live feed tonight with her, and she did. Wow. I'm so stoked, Mert. And hi to Mert's mom and Mr. Underwood's grandmom. We're so grateful that you chose to be here with us. Our whole purpose, Mert's mom, whatever your name is, our whole purpose here is that we love to bring our survivor community everything they need for healthy, informed trauma recovery. And we started this YouTube channel and just everything that we do because Bobby and I, it took us a really long time to heal, and we want other people to heal faster and more efficiently than we did. So that's why we're here, and we're so grateful that you're here. Anytime anybody invites one of their family members to be here and then they show up, it's just really exciting. So we're glad that you're here. Thanks for being here, Heather. She's going to watch a movie with her daughters.
Yay!
They're still on holidays, and she is grateful for her daughters, and we're grateful too. Yes, Lucy, we understand that the word gratitude can be triggering, and that is why we provided so much. Oh, and then Jack wanted to remind us that Simi has a gratitude jar and a journal jar blog where she talks about gratitude. Sam says, small steps add up to a big journey full of progress. It's okay to go slow. Yes, Sam, you nailed it. Oh, living with abuse. Hi, we love that you're here. How about contentment instead of the G word? Perfect. Yes, contentment is a great synonym to gratitude. And Alex Keenan Krill says that she's really grateful for you and I. We're grateful for you, Alex. Thank you so much. My heart's just overflowing with all kinds of gratitude for you guys. So Chelsea is so happy to be here. We're so happy you were here, Chelsea. And Lucy is thankful that she has a great supportive church family and that her family of choice, meaning us, that she has us so she can get through the hard times. And we're so happy you're part of our family too, Lucy. We love you and we're so grateful for you. And we're grateful that we are your family of choice. So we feel blessed and lucky to have you in our family of choice. Alex is grateful for this community and she says she would be lost without us. Alex, thank you. Oh my gosh. Sam's doing a memory jar this year and she's written down she's going to write down stuff weekly and put it in a jar. And at the end of the year, she's going to go through the jar. That's a great practice. Jack says that Alex is putting the great in grateful, just like Sharon and Stu. Aw, you put the great in grateful. Oh. And then Sam says, when you go through the jar, you can see all the positive things that happened and the small victories. It's easy to forget the little positives. Bobby, you and I were just talking about that.
Yep.
Lucy says she's grateful for the patience of this community. Even though she struggles, people still care. We do care, Lucy. We care authentically. We really do. And we're so grateful that you're here. You've been here for a really long time. And we're glad that you keep coming back. And we're always going to be patient. We're always going to be here, and we're always going to be happy to see you. So I will be honest. Living with Abuse says, I will be honest. I'm finding it hard to be grateful today when I see my son suffering from trauma of narcissism. I've had enough. You know what? That's an honest statement, living with abuse. And I would find it very difficult to be grateful also, and I would be angry if my son was suffering through trauma of narcissism, and we're not here to tell you that you should be grateful. We're not. That's a really rough situation, and I'm grateful that you have the wherewithal to find a voice and to speak up and to say how it is that you're feeling. I'm grateful for that. So thank you so much for sharing so honestly with us. Lucy says, thank you for the comfort you provided tonight. It helps to know that I am not alone. All right, guys, we're going to end on that note. We're going to end on Lucy's tweet. Thank you for the comfort you provided tonight. It helps to know I'm not alone. You are not alone. Bobby, did you have anything that you wanted to say to everybody before we say goodbye?
We're going to be back next week talking about living in fear and how to replace that fear with peace. So come back and join us. It's going to be a good one.
Ooh, I already love that topic. Just hearing what the topic's going to be, I already love it. So how to replace fear with peace. If you're living in fear, how to shift and begin living more in peace. Is that a good paraphrase?
That's a great paraphrase.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. We're so glad that you chose to be here with us tonight. It's an honor to serve this community. I'm Athena Moberg, and this is Bobby Parrish, and we love bringing you everything you need for healthy, informed trauma recovery. We'll see you next week. Bye.